got to get to the fifth. And how about that? These teams are shaking hands, but we got a practice is broken out here. They're trying to get them separated. Omaha's celebration.
There's a fight. There's a full fight emerging. It's line on line. Everyone out of the bench. There's a full scrum near side. Braden Nicholas has tied up Jacob Gavin. A three-a-side battle to our near side. Jimmy Glenn between the circles, tied up with Rubsoff. A straight right from Glenn. He hammers Rubsoff with a hook. A right hook in front of the dots. Glenn is tied up with Rubsoff. Caden Golson shoves Kate Nielsen to the ice. Both officials are trying to break up the scrum between Glenn and Anana in between the circles. A full Donnybrook has broken out at Baxter Arena.
A full Donnybrook at Baxter Arena. Shouts to the old man there for sending that my way. This is Interesting to See, your daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, and gambling. It is Controversial Wednesday. Like, rate, review, subscribe. And I will, of course, continue to bring you what the internet is talking about in the world of sports. That was a Division I college hockey game between the University of Alaska Fairbanks, that's what UAF, and University of Nebraska Omaha. College hockey is incredibly stupid. I hate this so much. I just need the University of Nebraska to just buy the Nebraska Omaha hockey team and make them Cornhuskers. Like this, like hockey, I don't understand. Whatever. And there's Alabama Huntsville has a team. Why not just Roll Tide? Okay. Regardless, one of the greatest things about hockey is that commentators will start calling the fight as if it's a boxing match. Shouts to my old man for sending me this video. It's a full-on. I gotta hear that again. That's just some quality sound. Wait. Let's go right. I think it's like right here. Let's do it.
A full Donnybrook has broken out at Baxter Arena.
Shouts to that guy. What a great call. Yes. So Controversial Wednesday. Brittney Griner, Wisconsin volleyball. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second. Albert Pujols is trending this morning. There's no real reason why. It appears as if he might be coming back. He might retire. Nobody knows. But he's trending this morning. There's no real reason. So if you see that, I mean that's me reporting the news. I'm going to continue to monitor the situation as the episode goes on. But there is indeed no reason why he's trending. People are just talking about him in the middle of the night, and that happens. So let's get into Controversial Wednesday. Well, actually, we'll do some stuff first. The first thing I want to get into is that this Tennessee Titans stadium. So Tennessee has a garbage stadium. Nissan has been, I think it's called Nissan Stadium now. I don't know if it's always been that. It's been in downtown Nashville, really close to some kind of far away from some cool stuff. Nashville's not that big downtown, but it's in a cool spot. Nashville is exploding. It's one of the fastest growing cities in America. It has been for about 10 years. When I went to college at Ole Miss, which is in that neck of the woods, it was where everybody wanted to be. But then the secret got out. That was about 2012, 2015. Then the secret got out about 2015, 2018. And then now it's just out of control. But the Titan Stadium has been built since, I think, 97-ish. So it's about time. 20, 30 years is enough for a stadium to get an upgrade. The NFL wants teams to build domes, especially in cool cities, because then people want to go there. Can't host a Super Bowl. They did a cold weather Super Bowl in New York, and it was fine. People complained. It's not fun. They want to be outside. Nashville's cold in December, but it's manageable. And also, like there are great concerts at these stadiums because it's a music city, right? Well, you got to have it indoors, dude. So the stadium that they're building, holy shite. Here is what it looks like. I hate SoFi because it's just too much going on. It's like this huge arch and like balcony, like canopy shit. Jerry Palace is great. It's just a stadium in the middle of the fucking Texas desert, which is hilarious. But I like for normal sports stadiums, you just like something like chill. It doesn't have to do too much. Like the Mercedes-Benz Dome has the ring that goes around it, like a 360 jumbotron. It's ridiculous. The best, anybody will tell you, the best arena, the best sports watching arena and sports performing arena and views and concerts. The best facility on planet Earth right now. Any guesses? This is a unanimous opinion. Anybody? It's Minnesota. The Viking ship or whatever they call it. I actually don't know what it's called. It's some bank. That's a good question. Let's Google that. Minnesota. I think it's a bank thing. Viking Stadium. U.S. Bank. Yes, I knew it was a bank. They're all banks. So this is what the Titans one looks like, though. You can share your screen. This is the outside of the stadium, and you go look inside. This is what the dome will look like. This is awesome. Just like a nice flat thing. It's going to be built down. Nashville is not at sea level, so they have some room to play with. See, like, there's nothing crazy going on with the decks here. There's some windows in the back here. There's nothing crazy. There aren't, like, an egregious amount of, like, dumb stuff. Like, there's some boxes. Like, people overdo it. Jerry's World with, like, there's a fucking museum in there. What are we doing? Like, just build a football stadium. It's going to be sweet. So congratulations to Nashville. They struck a deal with the city. Look at it. It just looks like Nashville's got some great architecture with things that look like just like office parks, but are incredible stuff, like convention centers and architectural engineering things that just kind of look boring. And the closer you get to it, it's really kind of amazing. It reminds me a lot of, I don't want to go down an architecture road. The guy with the falling water house, I forget that guy's name. Andrew Lloyd Wright, maybe? I don't remember. The architecture guy. Anyway. That's Tennessee. Let's get into that. Okay, Brittney Griner. We'll start with Brittney Griner. We'll finish up with Wisconsin volleyball. On your controversial Wednesday, just yesterday, a Russian appeals court upheld Brittney Griner's 9-year sentence for drugs in Russia. And, of course, that's an incredibly harsh sentence for anybody having weed or whatever she had. But they are not messing around. This is also a diplomatic move by Russia. It's pretty obvious what's going on. What's going on is they found someone who's semi-famous that accidentally broke a dumb law in Russia, and they're going to hold her and piss us off. And by pissing us off, they're going to make us fight amongst ourselves. Of course, Brittney Griner is black, which makes this issue incredibly touchy because it can seem a lot like the United States is not willing to go get her because they don't care as much about her because she's black. And that is an argument that historically has plenty of legs. So it's, I mean, I don't know the racial motivations of people who aren't making decisions. I can say this, that at a while ago, perhaps a year ago, there was not quite a year ago. I mean, this has been January. She got arrested, I think, before the invasion of Ukraine. So 9 months ago or so, there was a suggestion that they could trade her for this guy who was called like the Lord of War or something. And everyone's like, no, that's not fair. That's not it. We can't, she's a basketball player. And she did break the law. And the United States can't, I mean, Russia's not a country that we historically have a bro-y relationship with. So, but they are trying. It's a huge PR mess. So it's reported yesterday that she appealed, and obviously they upheld it. It's Russia. The Wall Street Journal is reporting a couple days ago that a Brittney Griner prisoner trade could turn on a 2-for-2 deal with Russia. And what this is suggesting is that she could be part of a larger package deal. The NFL trade deadline is coming up, so we'll see if we get who wins the trade. But she's just going to be a part of it. I'm sure they captured people that are important to us other than Brittney Griner and that are actual assets to like national security, and Brittney Griner could be thrown in as like the cherry on top. It's a big PR win for the Biden administration if they could get her home. However, she did what she's accused of. Pretty clearly. And I mean, it's just a tough spot for the United States to be in. So that's the news yesterday that came out, is that her appeal was overruled, like nothing happened. She's going to prison in Russia, which cannot be fun, especially for someone, I don't know her exact gender or her sexual orientation identification, but she's not straight, queer, or gay, or I'm not sure. But I can't imagine, after reading through some Russian history, that she's being treated well. I don't know what's going on, obviously, but it doesn't look to be a good, happy, healthy situation. And speaking of that, we'll finish up. I don't know if we'll finish up, but we'll get into this. So the Wisconsin volleyball team, if you haven't heard about this, it's about a week or two ago, the news broke that the Wisconsin women's volleyball team had some photos of themselves in vulnerable situations that were hacked, apparently hacked. They were either hacked or leaked. So there are a couple pictures and one notable one, which I will share here. It is kind of edited out, so don't worry about that. The Wisconsin women's volleyball team had pictures of them flashing the camera. And if you see here, this one on the left is all the lower left right here. This is after a big win. All of these women flashed the camera, and the picture was taken. And then here's another picture of that, and then this is that woman here, and then they've got some kind of suggestive underwear pictures here. And most of these pictures, they're with their teammates, and they're kind of, feeling themselves or whatever. As a result of this, the internet is kind of split on what's going on here. So first and foremost is that hacking is against the law. And if they were hacked, this is essentially, in my opinion, a sexual crime. But the second thing, and the most difficult part of this conversation, is that like they posed for this picture. There's one in the lower left, which I've taken off the screen, and you can find it if you want it. They're all pulling up sports bras after a big win. I forgot who they beat. It was last year. Maybe it was the Big Ten championship. It was some big game. They're a very, very good program. And they're posing. They did it. Their faces are in it. Like they did it. They did it on purpose. And then it got hacked. So again, hacking is a crime. And the most difficult part of this conversation is that whenever anybody is hacked with these kind of sensitive photos, there are some very famous people who have been subsequently hacked. But the most difficult part of this is that if you don't take it, this can't happen. But that's not something that you should have to worry about theoretically. Like, it should be secure. This is the statement from the University of Wisconsin. We are aware that private photos and videos of UW volleyball student athletes that were never intended to be shared publicly are being circulated digitally. The unauthorized sharing is a significant and wrongful invasion of student athletes' privacy, including potential violations of university policies and criminal statutes. Where was I? I lost my place. Statutes. When the student athletes became aware of the circulating photos, they contacted the University of Wisconsin-Madison Police Department. UW PD is investigating multiple crimes, including shared of sensitive photos without consent. UW PD is not investigating the volleyball student athletes for wrongdoing in this matter. Our top priority is supporting our student athletes, and we are providing them with the appropriate services and resources. This could be the kind of story that down the road leads to some sort of weird legal precedent, because if they shared those photos with someone and that someone was at some point could have been trusted but then now can't be trusted and they wanted to share them for profit, I'm not sure of the legal parameters there, and that's way over my head. Regardless, what they're saying where they're not being investigated means that, reading between the lines, it appears that the university is saying they're pretty confident one of the women who had these, I'm sure it was just one person that was hacked. That person had all of these photos and they came from that phone, and that phone was hacked. That's what it seems like is going on for me. So that's part of this. Those are the facts. This is what's happening online. They are getting zero sympathy from other Division I women's volleyball players. And I mean fucking none. And I've seen women in uniform making fun of them. Not a woman. I don't know about posing, flashing the camera. I don't know about any of that. And I'm not going to name names because I forgot them, but the University of Nebraska, I've seen shit on these people. I've seen LSU and Alabama shit on these people. And I've seen other people in volleyball who are not Division I athletes who have also shit on these people. They're getting literally no sympathy for this from the volleyball community. No one's like, this is slut shaming. None of them are doing that. I don't know if that is in and of itself a form of slut shaming, which is sort of this idea that women should feel bad for feeling good and confident and expressing sexuality. I don't know about any of that. What I'm telling you is that it looks like someone was hacked. Fact. The photos they showed were sensitive and they were with teammates, and it was very clear the women in the photos are identifiable. Fact. The University of Wisconsin is saying that they were hacked. It was a crime. Fact, the volleyball world is not supporting them. Unless they are, and I haven't been seeing it. So like the world is lived right now in the comments section of TikTok. That is where the most up-to-date vibes for Gen Z are. Comments on TikTok, and I can tell you, no one is apologetic about this. No one's saying like, this is gross, this can't believe this happened. What they're saying is, I don't fucking care. You did this. They took the photo. Someone was hacked. Crime. They took the photo. If you take a photo on something that's connected to the internet, this is and always will be, world without end, a risk. Always. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's a really weird situation, and there are student sections in the Big Ten, which is like the volleyball conference. Some people will say the Pac-12. It's not. The volleyball conference with Penn State was really good, and like Maryland is occasionally really good, and Michigan and Ohio State are good at everything. Apparently, like student sections and stuff are kind of making fun of them. I mean, it is what it is. They took the photo. And they posed for it. It wasn't like a candid shot of something like Erin Andrews getting photographed without her consent through a wall in a hotel. They posed. And they're looking at the camera. I don't know. My take is I don't feel bad. I do feel bad for if someone is selling content that was hacked from my phone, I will see you in motherfucking court for sure. If someone was sent that picture and sent it out, like, I think that's free game. I don't know. Like, that's weird. But again, for like the fact that it got out, I don't know. It's a tough kind of situation. I don't really feel bad. But should I feel bad? I don't know. It's a weird thing. Regardless, that's what's going on the internet. We also kind of have this. We'll get you out of here. If you look at your screen, one of Mac Jones's interceptions appeared to hit the Skycam cable. What does that mean? Nothing. Nothing will happen. Look at it. Look, there's the thing. We'll go back. Look at it. Boink. And then it kind of slows down. And then this guy, number 9, Ja'Cory Brisker from Penn State, intercepts it. Well, that's it for Controversial Wednesday. Brittney Griner's going to prison, and Wisconsin volleyball finds themselves in a weird spot. We'll preview Thursday Night Football and do more World Series talk tomorrow. Phillies are underdogs in the World Series and underdogs in Game 1, but the Astros haven't played in Philadelphia. Remember that. All right. Back and better than ever. Like, rate, review, subscribe. You know the drill.